was in love once, but now I just write about it. And maybe it's better that way, because somehow I can experience all of the tragedy and the travesties with my pen and paper. And the good stuff? Well, that can stay locked up in the back of my memory as long as I attempt to do so. And the key, I really hope to never find that again. Because if I ever did, I may see one recollection of deep and beautiful love which will entice me to unlock a myriad of happiness that occurred from a love that only ended in said tragedies. But now I'm getting ahead of myself, because I'd rather just write, and too often enough my rambling thoughts get in the way. Then again, aren't someone's writings a representation of the thoughts? Well, yes, but I can be picky. I can choose what thoughts I'd like the world to see, and I'd like to write about love. Love is like coffee, or maybe I'm just thinking of that because I'm drinking coffee right now, but you pour and 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 it overflows. And now it's a mess because you poured out too much. Maybe that's what love is like, but that just seems like too silly of an analogy and I need something deeper. Keep writing. Maybe love is like a cigarette. The idea is enticing. The taste and the smell bring people comfort, or a thing you come back to out of habit. But then there's the certitude of it killing you. Maybe not certitude, but the possibility is present. Maybe love is like that. Dostoevsky did say, to love is to suffer, and there can be no love otherwise. Maybe to love is to suffer. Okay, that's getting closer. Keep writing. Could it be possible that love's parallel lies in the water? Water is cleansing, nourishing, life-giving. It's peace in abundance. But as much life as water can give, it also has the possibility to drown. And it does drown. We wouldn't be alive without it. We crave it. It's a human need. Some might say love is a human need. I live quite far from that belief, but why on earth would anyone ever decide to truly fall in love if not necessary? Simply foolish. Keep writing. Flowers. What a beautiful display of love. The richness of color, the beauty they bring. But flowers die. No matter how hard you try to keep them alive, no matter how good of a gardener you are, no matter how much you try to help them keep their color and stature, flowers always die. Love always dies. Does love always die? Think of two lovers. Is there a better chance that their love will end in celebration or tragedy? I'd like to say tragedy, but that begs the question of why do we love at all then? Dostoevsky said, to love is to suffer and there can be no love otherwise. Why does a human heart decide to give and give and give, only to live through an insufferable situation of pain and heartache and absolute tragedy? Does one really crave love so deeply that they would sacrifice their own happiness and stable state of mind? Or maybe it is the idea that love would cure the deep loneliness that lurks behind every romantic smile. Is loving someone merely a selfish act that ends in personal gain? What is this love, as I know it's not sunshine and roses? There are those who say love never dies, but then again, Anais Nin says, love never dies a natural death. It dies because we don't know how to replenish its source. It dies of blindness and errors and betrayals. It dies of illness and wounds. It dies of weariness, of withering, of tarnishing. Does the tragedy of love remain in human error or the inevitable? How much am I willing to give? Maybe they are all true. Maybe love is loss, and I've already lost so much. Yes, maybe that's it. To love is loss. But maybe that's the risk.